a familiar voice. He was a classic rock icon. Jack Bruce from the 1960s supergroup Cream died today at the age of 71. Bruce had a long and varied career spanning 6 decades. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson is here with more. So for some of those in our audience who may not remember who Jack Bruce was, or his, their musical era was a bit before some people's time. Give us a sense of his career.
It was, and I mean, while they were a very influential band that did sell a lot of records and had a lot of hits, they weren't around for as long of a period of time as, say, the Beatles or the Rolling Stones, where, their songs had a kind of a lifespan that extended past that period. It was between 1966 and 1968 that their greatest hits were written, and I think the second part of why perhaps he's not as well known to people who really aren't music insiders is the fact that he was in the band with one Mr. Eric Clapton, who happened to be the guitarist of Cream, and Ginger Baker, Cream's drummer. So they were really a power trio. He actually wrote most of Cream's songs, and I think in some ways I feel like he's unfairly not as well known as some of the other band members, but of course Clapton went on to have such a long-lasting career. I love this quote from the British paper The Guardian here, Christine. They say his CV reads like a comprehensive guide to the British blues boom. We know that the British blues boom, of course, happened in the 1960s, and this man was in the Graham Bond organization, in John Mayall's Blues Breakers, and Manfred Mann, which were all influential blues bands in the United Kingdom before he became a member of Cream in 1966. Much of his time in Cream, by the way, was really noted by his kind of animosity and personal problems with Ginger Baker. And ironically, they wrote their greatest hits together. They were not getting along, and for some bands like the Rolling Stones, that kind of little bit of animosity between the singer and another band member works. For the two of them, it actually did end up splitting up the band. They did form another band called BBM in the 1990s and had another top 10 hit, and actually Cream reunited as recently as 2005, but again only for a short stint of shows, and then they kind of broke up again because it was really Cream had its place and time in that brief but incredibly fertile musically period between 1966 and 1968. His life was also marked by financial and health difficulties. We knew that he suffered from liver problems. He had a liver transplant. In the end, he did actually, his life ended because of liver failure. But as you said, he was surrounded by his family in England and by his friends, and actually reactions from other musicians are just coming in now. I'm seeing that all these famous guitarists who really loved him and looked up to him, including Geezer Butler. He said, "So sad to hear of Jack Bruce passing, my biggest influence and favorite bass player. Thank you, Jack. Rest in peace." So all these famous bassists and guitarists are now commenting. And I think for people of a certain generation, Cream was the band that was very influential and influenced a lot of other bands in that bluesy rock sound. So Jack Bruce, really a giant in the music world, even if he's not as much of a household name as somebody like Eric Clapton.
Quite a career.
I'm actually waiting for Eric Clapton's comments. I'm sure that he will comment on this, as the two have known each other for a very long time.
All right, I know you'll bring those to us when you see them. Thanks, Deanna.
You're welcome.